What's up, App Nation? Welcome into another edition of Rock Talk. I'm Matt President, joined today by the Mountaineer quarterback coach, Riley Watkins. And Coach, what is it that brought you to the high country and to this program?
Man, App State is a place, growing up, just watching football and being a college football fan. And you hear about the App State tradition, and then you see them take down the big dogs like Texas A&M at Kyle Field, took down Michigan in the Big House. And it's like, hey man, it is a football place, and where the people, they care about the football team. It's kind of the lifeblood of the town. And then obviously Coach Loggins, who I've been with for a few years now, when he got this head job, it was a no-brainer for me because I believe in his mission and who he is as a person, and where he's going to take this place is going to be nothing but great.
Well, you mentioned your journey with Coach Loggins, spent some time with him at both Arkansas and South Carolina. What was it like building the relationship with him? What are the things that you take away most from that made you want to join him once again here in Boone?
Coach Loggins was never anything but good to me at Arkansas, and I was a recruiting intern when I very first got there, and I started off my career as a D2 graduate assistant, got the chance to go to Arkansas, and not too long after I got to Arkansas, he came in as the tight ends coach, so I immediately got to know him. I was his guy, worked with him very closely, and he was nothing but a mentor to me and really good to me throughout my time there, and he kind of helped my career grow. And when he picked up the phone and told me he was getting the South Carolina job, it was a no-brainer for me. Hey, I'm moving to South Carolina. And then when he picked up the phone, hey, I'm going to App State. It was like, hey, I'm going to App State. So no-brainers for me on that end.
I want to hear a little bit about your playing career. Quarterback, running back, tight end.
Absolutely.
A versatile guy.
Yep.
How do you go from that to being a quarterback's coach?
Okay, so in high school, I was like, you're not a dual threat. I was more of an option QB in high school. And then at the time, this little school in Pittsburgh, Kansas, the Pitt State Gorillas, they were a split-back veer team. So I went to Pitt State to go run the veer, and then there was a coaching transition. We switched offensive schemes, and it was just better for me to go into. I wasn't really a tight end. I was more of like an H-back. Had some position flex, just could do a lot of different things. So kind of morphed into that role when we stopped running the triple option, and just kind of a little bit of some Swiss Army knife there. But it was really good. I got to do a lot of different things, sit in a lot of different position rooms, and see ball from a lot of different sides.
All right, so I'm sure that there's a lot of finer points that go into quarterbacking. What's something that fans might not appreciate that's vital to how you train and teach your quarterbacks?
Yeah, it's just the time and the detail it takes. Obviously, football it's an extremely detailed sport. You have your game plan and your installs and things like that. But the quarterback position, it's so detailed, and there are so many different things you have to cover, and you have to have a guy that has the mental capacity to do that, and is a fast processor and things like that. So throughout the recruiting process, and also going into camp, those are things that we look for and we work on, and that's the name of the game right there.
All right, let's finish up with some rapid fire questions. Yep. Biggest coaching influence for you?
Yeah, so my uncle was a high school football coach his whole life, and he was the reason I wanted to get into it. I saw the effect that he had on young men's lives throughout my whole time growing up, and originally I wanted to be a high school football coach, and then when I got into the college world, I wanted to shift to college, but that was like, hey, I want to have the impact he's had on me and other people. That's the difference I wanted to make in other people's lives, and I saw football as my avenue to do that.
That's really cool. All right, favorite athlete for you growing up?
Ooh, man, growing up, I loved watching, and these are two guys that, we have a guy in the building that coached these guys, both Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Honestly, just from a quarterback perspective, you watch those guys and they did it better than anybody to ever do it as far as running an operation and the mental side of things. And props to Coach Clyde. He coached two of my childhood heroes right there, so it's pretty cool to get to work with that guy every single day.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. All right, lastly, if there's a movie or a TV show that if you see it's on TV, you're stopping and watching it, what would that be?
Man, it's Bones. Me and my wife have watched Bones like 1,000 times through, and every time it's on, we watch it. I'm not sure why, but it's just if it's on, we're watching, and we're gonna watch it 3 or 4 times over. Haven't watched it in a while, so we might have to turn that one back on soon.
Sounds like it's time for a rerun here in the near future. He's Riley Watkins. I'm Matt President. This has been Rock Talk.